All right, welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. I'm your host, Thaddeus. Shout out to my producer, boy band, John. What's up, John? What's cracking? All right, shout out to our sponsors, Defend Hawaii. If you log in now to defendhawaii.com and use promo code ATBpod upon checkout, you'll receive 15% off your whole entire order. Same thing with Detail Garage Hawaii. Go to detailgaragehawaii.com, promo code ATBpod upon checkout, 15% off your entire order. So defendhawaii.com, detailgaragehawaii.com. All right, so this is episode 24. Today, our guest is somebody I knew for a long time. I worked with him a lot in the clubs. He was one of our MCs. He owns From Above Entertainment, which is a wedding planning, producing, the whole shebang. I know him as Wild Wes. What's up, Wes? What's going on?
What's up, Thaddeus Park? Thank you so much for letting me be on your show. Finally!
Right on, bruh. I know we just waiting for the perfect time, dude. Waiting for the perfect time. I figure watching you on the news last week kind of made it pretty cool. Yelling at the mayor, bruh.
Well, okay, wait. I wasn't yelling. I was just very, very passionate and talking with my hands. There's a difference. I would never
fucking yelling at the mayor in front of his house.
Okay, fine. I was yelling. Play the clip. We'll wait.
Nah. So wait. All right, let's start from the beginning. First of all, what is your company? Like from a see, your company is too close to my company's name. So From Above Entertainment.
Yes.
Okay, explain to me about that.
So we are a mobile entertainment MC DJ lighting company in the state of Oahu. Me and my wife started it in 2016. And at that time, before we started our business, I was just emceeing car shows. So I really didn't think there was anything more in my life to do except car shows. So I just wanted to work. And then
nice.
Julie, my wife, was like, "Oh, by the way, you have a God-given gift." Me, Portuguese, I was like, "What is my God-given gift?" She's like, "emceeing." I was like, and everybody knows me. Thad, you know me. Like, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. So when somebody tells me I get one gift, I'm like, anybody can do that.
Well, I definitely know your MC skills because we hired you to be our MC for multiple of our club events.
And do you remember you actually hired? I think I first met you at Pipeline, the original AGN parties at Pipeline Cafe.
And you want to know how I remembered you the most?
How?
You have motherfucking on your back Revolution Motorsports tattoo. And I couldn't believe that Dave from Revolution Motorsports talked you into it, or I don't know what happened, but you were that guy when I first met you.
So when you're 21 and you're like, you don't give a shit about anything, and it's a dare. When somebody dares you and says they're going to pay for something, 21 years old, what do I have to do is, put them across my back. Nothing going to go wrong. And then I became that guy. Yeah. That guy meaning is, you're the Revolution Motorsports guy.
So did you ever cover that up?
No, it's still across my back.
Oh, see, that lasted longer than Revolution Motorsports.
Yeah, I think Dave is selling like tires or something though.
Yeah. So you parlayed your MC talents to be MC for weddings and created this company with your wife.
Yes, right. It was a crazy ride. It's been a crazy ride. I started in 2016 with one DJ, one MC, which was me, and not knowing anything about the wedding industry and how the only thing I knew about the wedding industry, it's a different animal. It's not like the clubs where you can get away, hide. Like, you have sober people actually listening to you, and you have to entertain them. It is, because you can get away, get your hands in the air, put them up, and get away with it, run away. This one, they're sitting in a ballroom for 5 hours looking at you and listening. So, yeah, it's a whole different animal.
That's true. It's just plus two, like for weddings, you have to be on your best behavior.
Mm-hmm.
It's somebody's most special moment. And yeah, I mean, at first when I heard you're doing weddings, I'm like, oh, Wes is gonna fuck up somebody's special moments. But because you're when you're emceeing the clubs,
Yeah,
you're Wild West for that reason.
yeah.
So I mean, I knew you probably could do it. It was just like I kind of want to see how that played out. But being that my sister is like heavily into
Oh,
weddings and she's a wedding planner, she always tells me about you because she always runs into you and stuff
yeah.
and tells me you're doing good, and she's super happy for what you've been doing, and your company's been getting kind of reputable in Hawaii, and I know that has a lot to do with your business sense and as well as your wife's, and your partnership must be putting you in the right direction.
I've been very blessed to meet a lot of the old school planners. I call them OG triple OGs because they've been in the game for so long. So your sister falls into that category because your sister has been doing weddings for what, like 10, 15 years or something like that.
Yeah, a while.
Yeah. So it's cool when I have people like that I've known for a while saying to you that he's doing a good job. And yes, trust me, my first weddings, I swear to God, like all kind of just scary thoughts ran through my mind because I'm like, okay, I can't screw up on names. The parents are here. Their big Samoan guy friends are standing in the back drinking already. So I cannot screw up. It's like, it's a whole different animal. And I just told myself, just be who you are, but try and be professional. So I opened my mouth, and 5 years later, I guess I'm doing something right.
Well, I mean, with age comes knowledge, and I mean, you're crazy as a young person, but
Yeah.
now you have kids, you have a wife, you got to kind of balance things out. And being a so you guys, you have all the equipment, like you're like a one-stop shop. I could call you up and be like, hey, I'm doing a wedding, this is what do I do, and like you guys take it from there, or how do you walk the bride and groom from the first call to when they're on the fucking cutting cake and stuff?
So take it, say if so happens John called me. Hey, Wes, I want to hire you for my wedding. Okay, what services do you need? We ask. Do you want MC? Do you need DJ? Do you need lighting? So we ask all these different questions. Where's your wedding going to be at? What is the date? And then from there, we break it down on what type of equipment you need, how big of a sound system you need, how small of a sound system. If you guys need photo booth, if you guys need videographers, we work with a lot of different great companies. So we have enough resources to pool for your wedding. So even though we're just an entertainment company, we have enough resources to pool so we can actually make your wedding go off without a hitch.
So have you guys done, being an entertainment company, did you guys ever like think outside of weddings, or have you done stuff that wasn't just weddings per se?
Oh yeah, so we did a lot of, because Hawaii, we're big on first birthday parties, graduation parties. When the pandemic hit, we had to pivot really fast because now we had to stop what we love to do. So I would say maybe the third week of the first lockdown, one of my DJs mentioned to me, hey, Wes, let's learn about live streaming, because live streaming was starting to get popular back then. So we started on Facebook. So I literally watched every single video you could think of on YouTube, figuring out how to do audio, video, figuring out what to use that I didn't have to spend money on because I didn't have income, and make a live stream. So we did it on Zoom, Facebook, Instagram, and then we jumped on Twitch. And then
so Twitch is getting big time now, huh?
So Twitch was at that point of where the pandemic hit hard, and pretty much every DJ from across the world was on Twitch. And then the DCCA got involved. So now they're trying to copyright certain, just like how Facebook, Instagram will kick you off after a certain time. So for me, I lost the traction in the live streaming because we did Kamehameha's drive-through, their 2020 graduation on top of their campus was the first time they
Oh,
did it
that
on
was
campus.
you guys. My
That
friend
was
Jaron, his son graduated, and
oh
they were
nice,
part of that. Yeah. I didn't know that was
nice.
you guys.
Yeah, that was the biggest undertaking I've ever had. It was 4 DJ locations at 4 separate sites on Kamehameha's campus. But Kamehameha has such a big campus, they could pull it off.
Oh yeah, for sure. They could put 30.
Oh yeah, they could. Then I did Radford's, Hills. So I started doing a lot of drive-through graduations when the pandemic hit just to get some income. But that's only a small income because everybody lost money. Like nobody knew where the money was gonna come from. So it just was a big headache.
So being that you did all those live stream events and kind of pivoted, where did you guys take it after the graduation season was done?
So we took it pretty much. It was pretty much up in the air because at that time people still didn't know this whole pandemic thing on what they could not do. So a lot of things right after graduation, we were slow again. Like, and I wanted to be a good owner, company, businessman, and listen because I knew of a lot of weddings happening on the DL. Nobody was posting. In my sense, like I wanted to work, but I didn't want to be that company that got caught and is on the news. And now it's like, look at this company. They don't give a shit. So it's like, I took that gamble and I just told my guys, we're not going to work the rest of the year unless it's like for certain legal, legit stuff.
Well, that's smart. And that's where I can sense your maturity because Wes couple years ago would have fucking DL'd it and been on the news. So with the pandemic, like as with my sister's company, they you guys are stuck. So what was like the ruling and what was like the restrictions, like no weddings at all, or like how was it put to you guys to where you couldn't even play in that circle?
So when they first came out with the whole tier system, which was, oh my God, that was the worst thing they ever came out with. Like,
oh, trust me, I know it. I don't even know what tier clubs is. I'm just waiting.
I know. I feel bad for you guys because you guys been in the same boat. But lucky thing you have a day job, so it's not like it's not like you're. So when the tier system came out, first thing. So if you actually look in tier 1, mobile services can go back to work. So that means since I am a mobile service, I can go back to work. So I can go back into work tier 1. But here's the catch. No more of groups of 5. So tier 1 and tier 2 is only 5 people. Who the hell gonna hire me for 5 people? You cannot have anything at a bar. You cannot have any live singing. You cannot do all this other BS. So it was like, oh, we can
you
go
can't
back
do a wedding.
I can't do a wedding. And who's going to hire us just for 5 people? No one's going to really spend that little or that much money for that short amount of time. So we were stuck. Well, I want to also shout out to my wife's business, Blissful Nails and Spa. Yeah!
Oh, right on. Wait. Are your nails colored?
Yeah. I'm the guinea pig.
Right.
Yeah.
You just testing out colors or what?
Yeah. Every time my wife them have new colors and stuff like that, it's good. So, because when I go to pay, people look at me and they're like, "Oh, you have nice nails," and I can sell my wife's business easier that way.
You can take it off, dude.
No.
Okay, that's your thing. Whatever.
But going into tier 2, tier 1, my wife got to go back to
Wait, we're going to talk about your nails after. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So tier 2, we're like, okay, restaurants are getting slowly open. Okay, we can fall into a restaurant category because we can do something small. Nope, still can't do gatherings. Tier 3 comes. Here we are hoping to God we were going to open. No. But bars, funerals, and bars and funerals got to go back. And I understand funerals because I'm planning my stepfather's funeral, so I understand that. But I when I was nicely talking to the mayor, not arguing with him, Thaddeus, I
But
was
let's
telling
wait. Let's get to there first. What? So the restrictions are the same, right?
yeah,
And for weddings, nothing changed.
nothing. Like everybody got back to work. I think the kick in the nuts for us was when they had a luau at the Hilton inside the ballroom. 150 people, excluding staff. And then right there, it's like, so you're gonna have this luau, but you're not gonna have local people being able to celebrate a big part of their day, like. And then the funeral thing came up, and I understand that. But then when I was thinking about it, I was like, a funeral and a wedding is pretty much the same. The first time the mayor said it before a rally, he said it wasn't a planned event. Yes, that is not true. That is for sure not true.
Oh
But
yeah.
again, you plan the gathering date, you plan the venue, and pretty much a funeral, same like local people. The only time you see family members are first birthdays, funerals, and weddings. So what you do, you congregate, you talk to your family, you socialize with your family. So it's like, how
And
can
eat
we not? Yeah, and
and
eat
drink.
and drink. So, but
Yeah.
that's the thing. So that's why when that came up, we weren't mad at the funerals. We were mad when the bars got the okay to go back at full blown speed, and we were like,
Well, actually,
ah,
it's only till 12, huh?
yeah. But that's what the
'Cause-
crazy part thing is too. They moved it from 10 to 12.
yeah.
Weddings are done at 10.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So so it was just like we sat there dumbfounded, and I was pissed already. I was like, I've been struggling for almost a year, and you're gonna let
Yeah.
bars go back to work, and I'm having hard time for paying my bills. You know how shitty it is to having your credit card. Oh, Mr. Nakano, this is the Chase credit card calling you again to collect your bill. You know what I tell them? I tell them the same thing. I told you guys last month. I told you guys 3 months ago. I don't know when I can pay you guys. I'm sorry, sir. We're probably gonna have to. Can you help us? I'm sorry, sir. We can probably put you on a extension plan, but you're gonna have to pay the interest. But I have no income. I'm so sorry. What is that supposed to do? Now I have credit card bills that have like piled up interest because I couldn't pay it. So I was like, God damn.
Well, I can understand your frustration, and you would go on Instagram and kind of not rant, but you'd kind of explain your situation and let out your frustrations a little bit.
I,
And
you can
yeah,
call
that
it
was
a
a
rant.
rant. You
Yeah,
was
yeah.
ranting.
I couldn't. I didn't know who I was to talk to, so I would just go on Instagram and just follow out. I just be myself and I didn't realize how much people like that. Me ranting.
You're very animated, to
Thank
say the
you.
least, and when you get passionate about something, it shows. And honestly, this is something that you're the most passionate about since I seen you or met you, other than backing up your boys in a fight, because you get pretty passionate about that too. But you were making valid points. That was my thing. I'm like, okay, Wes is mad about this. He's making all valid points, and it's starting to pick up noise. People are starting to see it, and people started to feel bad. And I kind of was more in tune to it because of my sister, who's
Yeah.
been the same way. She's been shut down the same as long as you are.
Yeah.
And it becomes, okay, well, now you're taking away people's livelihood. And from what you were saying, it's not just you guys, it's everybody involved, from the venues to the DJs to the people that work the food, the caterers, the everybody. And that's so much jobs. And nobody thinks of a wedding as people's big incomes doing all these different little a la carte things, but right, that's a whole production. Like,
Did you know the wedding industry? I didn't notice until one of the Joseph Esther, who's the president of OWA. Hawaii's wedding industry in 1 year. Guess how much they bring in? I didn't even notice.
for Hawaii,
Yeah, for Hawaii. $16 billion.
a year.
Billion. A year. 1 year. That's from air travel, hotels, rentals,
Oh, yeah.
parties, getting your dress. Then you have all like the cake company, photographers, officiant, decor, little knickknacks,
Caterers, yeah.
caterers. So it's hair and makeup, just everything. There's about, I would say, 60 to 70 different fractions in the wedding industry that play a big part. But at the end of the day, you only see the planners and the DJs because we're the first ones in and we're always the last ones out. The same as how this pandemic was. We were the first industry to shut down. We were the last industry to go back to work or kind of get back onto our feet kind of thing.
Well, that's not true. The promoters for clubs are still out of work. I don't even. I'm just saying, bro.
Hey, why don't you just promote it and call it the wedding at district? See, district, the wedding.
District wedding. I don't want to get married every week.
Somebody just meet your match. You should make it like a speed dating Friday night wedding venue because you can have a certain amount and you can have it every Friday because
so you can meet one chick and marry them at the club in one night.
Hey,
yeah, that's kind of what we do in a long-term effect.
Yeah.
Or get them divorced.
Yeah, that's true too. It's either win-win, lose-lose, or somebody gonna be happy. So who cares?
Okay, so after Tier 3 opened up, you guys realize you guys ain't benefiting from it. How did you guys figure out to do that rally?
So the funniest thing, before even this rally came up, the first rally even came to fruition, I was telling my wife, Julie, I'm going to start standing on the road with a sign saying I want to work and just wave. Like I talked to her like weeks before this, months before this. Like I wanted to do it by myself. Just go. And she's like, why are you going to do that? It's like, you need backings. I was like, I don't need no backings. I want to go back to work. I just want people to know that I want to go back to work. And then one of our friends, Julie, started talking to him. And then he's like, oh, maybe we should do a rally. And then right when he said that, I just took off running with it. I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to push for. I'm pretty much just going to go gun-ho. So our first rally was a week planned of us talking about it to the day of. It was a week plan. We reached out to a lot of people, but understandable, a lot of people had different stuff, and who can make it in 7 days? I didn't care who showed up. I thought it was only going to be me, my wife, one planner, and one photographer. 5 people altogether. The first rally we had was 15 people, which blew my mind. I was like, damn, this is awesome. So the thing that kicked off the next rally is a lot of people are waiting for the mayor to announce in Tier 3 that we could go back to work. But that's when he said the bars and then the funerals can go back. Weddings at this time still are at 10 people. And that's what lit the fire of the wedding industry to become united. That's what I honestly thought brought everybody together. And
so you could basically say that you're the kind of the catalyst that got people on board with doing these rallies because you did the first one, right?
Yeah, I can,
awesome.
I can, but to give credit where credit is due, like a lot of them have been working since May of last year to try and get us open. Like they've been trying to work with the old mayor Caldwell. He was an idiot.
He's a douche.
He was an idiot. Like he stonewalled them so many times, and I felt so bad. But going into our second rally, I felt more momentum, more unity, more people just posting and reposting and sharing. Like it was grabbing traction. But in my head, I was like, if 15 people come out, I'm okay. If 20 people come out, I will be happy. If more than 20 come out, I don't know what I'm going to do. So the day of the rally, 60 different individuals came out to come support, wave signs, and open up our industry, which blew my mind. And the crazy part is, this is how the story goes, because the news doesn't have the true story. Right before the mayor came down, two of the planners on site got a text saying the mayor and his cabinet are going to come down to talk to you guys. So literally, I was talking to everybody in line saying, hey, the mayor's going to come on down. Just be prepared. lo and behold, the mayor comes down. At first, it was like about a group of 10 of us. His first words were, "You're at the wrong building." And I and I looked at him dumbfounded, like, "What are you talking about?" Then he said, "It's the Department of Health. It's the governor. You guys are at the wrong building. I hear your cry. I feel for you, but you guys are at the wrong building." That's when everybody started talking. So in my head, I was like, okay, everybody's talking. Then he said, "Oh, I have to leave soon because I have a press conference." So on Thursdays, usually he does his press conference. At that time, I forget what he was talking about. And nobody was fighting and nobody was saying why we came here. Everybody was asking this and that, this and that. So pretty much I took it upon myself. I was like, here's my chance for him to hear our voice. It's either I'm going to take it or I'm going to lose my opportunity and not be heard. And lo and behold, everything on the news.
Well, I guess, hey, to be honest, I seen it on the news and I was proud of you. Like, I was like, bruh, that's my sister was proud of you. She was pretty stoked that you spoke, and she said, like, you did good. And what you were saying was you spitting facts, and it was taken into account. And the mayor, props to him, he listened. He actually gave a fuck. And that's exactly the opposite of what the last mayor did. And he actually, like, he went out and straight to your guys' face. There's a problem. I'm part of this solution.
Yes,
Let's hear what.
yes.
And the last mayor didn't do that. I mean,
No.
ever. I never seen him like get it. And he listened. And you're spitting facts, and it was cool to see. For me, I think that's Wes. That's his. He's talking to the mayor. It's on the news. Like, I'm just blown away. Like, this is a good thing. And it blew my mind because what, it was a week later it got changed, or 2 weeks later.
So
I like to
yeah.
think you played a part in that, right?
You know what, I might have, but again, it's everybody that's been working on it. I'm not gonna say it was only me that did it, but when I was talking to the mayor, I wanted, because a lot of my cousins, my friends are like, oh, how come you never yell at the mayor? I was like, what is that going to do? Like, he's a grown-ass man. I'm a grown-ass man. If somebody's yelling at me, you think I'm going to sit there and just listen to you? I'm going to walk my ass away. So I try to be as professional and not slip with my pigeon or my just getting mad and caught up in the moment. So what had happened was, in that moment, my family, my kids, the heartache that we've been going through, the heartache that everybody's been going through, and just everybody just being there, I think that's what gave me the catalyst and the push to be like, this is why we're fighting so hard. And if you can't hear us, then why are we doing this? But it just, the emotions came out so much, and it just kept flowing. And then after, when he turned to me and said, I heard you, I stopped dead in my tracks and I walked away. And then my wife, Julie, was like, how come you stopped? I was like, honey, he said, I heard you. I'm listening. Like, what am I supposed to say to that? I'm like, okay, my point came across. What else do I have to say?
Yep. that was what you wanted, right? You wanted to speak, and he heard you. And I give him props because shit happened after that.
Literally, please correct me again. You're smarter than me. Have you ever seen a mayor come out and say something and do it within like a certain period and say, I'm going to do something?
I haven't. And that's what made me think like your guys' rally worked. And the mayor actually gives a shit about the people in Hawaii. Like that's what I got from it.
So literally the mayor went back. Augie was there. So Augie was doing a video too. Miss Tupoloa jumped on right after that. Andrea Tupoloa, she opened up the sports for Hawaii. So she literally was in the mayor's ear. So Friday, they went literally back to the office and they started talking to the mayor, because I was getting the updates alongside with the people that had the updates. So Friday, they said, give us a couple days to get something going. So we know how the state works. So I wasn't expecting anything. Like, I was expecting something maybe 14 days from now. that we
Seems to be the trend, huh? Seems to be the number of choice.
I know 14. 14 works for some odd reason. Quarantine, 14 days, stay home.
Yeah.
So I was like, 14 days, then I'm going to start saying something. Literally, I did not know how fast and steamrolled and how quick everything was going to happen. It happened in, I think, about 10 days from our rally. It made it to the governor's table, and literally the mayor called Joseph Esther and said, I personally put it on the governor's table. That happened on Thursday, the night before he signed it. So come Thursday, we were just, oh my God. We were on pins and needles, just like, what's going to happen? Like, how long this is going to take? What can we tell our clients? Because now our clients are in limbo because we're trying to update them. But we're also trying to keep like the hope of them not canceling, because let me tell you, 2020, I have never dealt with so many cancellations in a 4-month period. Like 4 to 6 months time of 2020, we had to play, what is that
Give
called?
back people their money.
Honestly, we had to damage control. We had to do so much damage control. So fast forward this year, come Thursday, they gave us some hope. So I was like, I wasn't getting my hopes up. I was like, okay, something's going to happen, whatever. Texted all my guys that work for me, hey, something might happen. Everybody's like, oh, okay, we won't say anything to the governor. Literally at 9 o'clock in the morning, I get a fucking thread between 20 people going off. My phone keeps going off. I was like, what the hell is going on? The first thing I see is a Wahoo Weddings open. Oh my God, I was in the parking lot grabbing food and I started screaming like a retarded idiot and crazy. And everybody in the parking lot, I thought I was going to be put on Hungry Hawaiian because I literally was running up and no, I'm dead serious. That's how happy I was. I never seen my phone go off so much. My social media, my phone calls, my text. After it all sunk in, I sat inside with my wife and my son who was in the back, and I just cried because I was so happy to go back to something I really enjoy doing, and that we put so much blood, sweat, and tears into our livelihood that we could actually go ahead and do it.
That's crazy. That must have been an amazing feeling.
It just felt so fucking wonderful. You don't understand the words, like, to know that, okay, it's not gonna come right away, but to know that I have light at the end of the tunnel, so I can start telling my clients, I can start paying my bills, but I'm still gonna tell them I need to push them off because they can't wait.
Yeah, let you stack some paper first.
Yes, before I start paying bills. But it just felt so good, and then to hear your sister, your sister donated to our cause, which was amazing.
Yeah, she told me. Yeah.
She called me. She's like, Wes, I can't be there. We got some stuff we got to do. But here, I'm going to donate $100. I was like, Heidi, no need. Just send me good vibes. That's all I need. She's like, no, you're doing a good thing. So I bought water for people. I bought snacks thanks to your sister because she donated that. But
that's super cool.
But that is super cool. But just to see how much traction and support I got, it was like, bruh, I would have never thought West, Wild West, me, could have done something so universal that could help everybody. Like, I honestly didn't think that, honestly, bro.
I did. I thought that. And I thought that if the wedding industry had a chance, they needed someone with a mouth that's animated, but knew what you was talking about. And all you needed was somebody to listen. And I guess that somebody was the mayor, and that shit worked. So props, dude. Like and not just you, like Hanson's company, Hawaii Unlimited, they're back in business. And
yes,
like shout out to them. My sister Heidi, who's a wedding planner, she's gonna start doing weddings. She's gonna start taking on some clients. And like you said, bruh, it's like 60 entities in one little wedding of people working, and shit, Hawaii needs it the most. And Hawaii's a destination wedding spot, like regardless of what locals think.
Yeah.
Like people fly here to get married.
So in the top 5, so Hawaii is top 5 wedding destinations to get married because of the scenery, the sights, and just what we bring in from destinations, even locals. Like when you go to a wedding, if you go to like a good friend's wedding, you know you're gonna get bus. You're not gonna go drive home. You're gonna rent one hotel room, so you don't need to go that far. So we pump in a lot of money to Hawaii
Local
itself.
businesses, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like it's a good cycle. It's everybody's eating, everybody's enjoying themselves. But now we are in the tier 3 amendments of weddings. So what that means is you can have a wedding up to the size of 100 outdoors, including vendors. So if you take out vendors, your wedding size comes down to about 80-ish people, depending on where you're having your wedding at. So now there's a little bit more guidelines we have to follow. So
it's
I
not
got to
full blown free for all.
No.
You still got a little bit more
Yeah.
restrictions to get through, but you're possible to do it.
Yes, we can go to a venue and we can actually post pictures saying we can do weddings. We don't have to not post anything.
Yeah. That's crazy. Well, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
That's a huge step. And like I said, I know that you played a huge part in making it happen for not just you and your family, but everybody in the industry and plenty people that rely on that industry to put food on their table. So, bruh, you making moves. I'm super happy for you. And honestly, like, you did it. It's totally different than the person I met like so long time ago. Like it's kind of cool to see like how far you come. I mean, back in the day, the club days, and you were running around naked at Pono's farm, and
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's choke things wrong with that.
It's not. I'm okay with it. I don't care if you guys aren't. I'm okay. I'm comfortable with my sexuality. It doesn't matter.
Alrighty, but that was a farm. You could have got fucked by a goat or something. I don't know.
Wait, there's pigs.
Well, that's not a better. Back in those days, you were like Wild West, and you definitely brought the energy to the club. How did you kind of transition out of the club scene? Like, I mean, you were the life of the party, and there was nothing that you wouldn't do to make that crowd jump or to make people laugh. And I mean, you're a good MC for that aspect. But
I think it was meeting my wife that kind of shifted my priorities from working in the clubs and trying to get drunk because I was having fun to trying to focus on having a family and being there and not being hungover every weekend. Because when I was working in the clubs, yeah, it was kind of shitty. What? Just hanging and not being able to do
the next
something.
day.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I know
that's
that
the
feeling.
Worst.
Yes.
And your kids are like, oh, let's go do something. You're like, oh, okay.
And you got a headache.
Like, oh, and you feel like death.
And you got to work that night.
Yeah. But it's I don't know. It was Julie that actually made me realize like to pivot and try focus on other things.
Well, I mean, behind every strong man, there's either a woman that elevates you or messes your shit all up. But props to her. I mean, she's seen that person in you and took a chance. And wait a second, really didn't you propose to her at our event?
Yes, at
Clubhouse.
Yes, it was the one
Old Hard Rock.
Yes, the Old Hard Rock. Yes, I proposed to my wife on Halloween at your guys' event.
That.
Yes,
I remember that.
Yes, I did.
I don't know. I just thought of that now.
And Quan was actually emceeing that night, and Flip was DJing that night also.
Yep.
So, but yeah, it's weird. And now Quan is one of my MCs on top of my company.
Oh, right on. Shout out to Quan. Like, he was always an awesome MC. That was my
he was.
He was my go-to MC for years. Like he was part of our team, and he went with us to Kauai and everything. I gotta get him on the show. I definitely gonna have him on.
You
Yeah,
got to.
I cut his hair on New Year's Eve, fucking in front of everybody at Oceans. Yeah,
the Korean tail. He did it,
Yeah.
and then he was holding it, and I was like, "Oh look, Tangpo cut his
I
tail."
can't believe. I remember he stood on the stage at Oceans, and he had the mic, and it was New Year's Eve, and he said he goes on the mic and he says, "How many of you people know who the fuck I am?" And everybody said, "Raw." He goes, "Well, guess what? You see this? I'm cutting it." And I was right there with the scissors, and I was like, "Fuck, you want me to do it, bro?" Yeah.
That has always been game. Like he's not gonna question you. He'll be like, "Bro, you might be stupid, but you're gonna do it. I'll help you with it."
Oh yeah. But yeah, Kwanzaa loyal dude, bro. I appreciate that guy. I'm glad he's working with you guys, and he's a good MC.
He is.
He was my MC from Venus nightclub when it was Venus nightclub, and we were doing recess. Yeah. Yeah.
That
and
is
he was
pushing it.
He was the best because he was the MC / bouncer. Like,
oh yeah, that's true.
He could
that's
MC
right.
and break up fights and get people kicked out. Like,
say I would just MC and get into fights.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
but you'd win.
Yeah, but I would just get into a lot of fights.
I remember Hansen got you out of one at Spada. You had the guy in the Muay Thai plum, and you're about to knee him, and Hansen's putting his hand, "Don't stop," because that venue was so hard to get. And when we finally got it, like if there was a big riot over there, we wouldn't be able to do it again. So Hansen was super adamant about not letting you fight there. But me, I didn't care. I was like, yeah, as long as Wes don't get mobbed, because then we're gonna have to fight too.
I know, right? So that was a funny thing, but it was just cool to see you guys from working from you a couple times at AGN's Pipeline to now. Look at that. We all grew up. We all had to grow up.
Yeah. I know, it's crazy. And being that you were in the club industry, you know a lot of people, and you've been able to help them parlay their careers into something more sustainable and more constant, and not having to deal with the club stuff. So I always give you props. You hired club DJs, you hired MCs from the club, and you gave them opportunity to take their talents into something different, which, I mean, the club is cool, but like nobody wants to be there when they get older and stuff, and they can still do what they love and share their talents in that aspect with what you guys are doing.
That's true, because what more better people to have at your big event than people that know how to do and have fun already, because it's ingrained in us, like, to be entertainers. So just toning it down so you still can be entertaining, but you still do it professional. So when I hired DJ Shift has been with me since almost the beginning. He actually said, he's like, "You're still Wild West in a professional setting now." And I never really took that to heart until I looked back over COVID, and then I was like, "Wow, we built so much." Like 2020 was a good time to just reflect and just think about a lot of things. Like,
you find out who's loyal too.
You do. You find out who's there, who's not there. Like, I honestly didn't know what 2020 was gonna hold for us. I didn't know if we were gonna survive. I didn't know what we would go into, but I knew one thing in my heart: I'm not gonna let my business drown. This is something that I work blood, sweat, and tears for, and I'm a fighter. I'll go down swinging if I have to.
Yeah,
for my business.
You definitely did, and you definitely could. I could sense your frustration, and that must have been an awesome feeling once everything got lifted or put in aspect where you can start working again.
And yes, it was like a weight off our shoulder, but now we have a weight off our shoulder, but now guidelines we gotta follow. So it's like hurdles, but hey, at least we're getting past the hurdles.
And so you're moving in the right direction.
Yes, yes, we are.
I felt the same kind of frustration. I still do. And then, like, what just happened a couple weeks ago, like they had a full concert at in Wai'i.
Swaley. Who the fuck is that? Who's that?
Yeah. I know who that is, but like, I don't listen to it. But yeah, but fuck, they did that, and we're following the rules. Like, I could throw a concert if I wanted to and break all the rules and like find a Kwanzaa hut and get people to come. Like, shit, that'd be easy to do. You know what I mean? But they got interviewed by the news and were super disrespectful, and like I felt disrespected. Like, it's like, bro, we're sitting here on our thumbs waiting to be able to work, and these guys come in with no regard to the industry, no regard to local people. And bro, of course people are gonna want to party, but you have to have that discipline. And yeah, they didn't give it. We're young, we don't give a shit. Like, bro,
let me ask you
not cool.
Seeing that, did you want to punch him straight through your screen? Honestly.
Oh yeah, yep, definitely. and it's like why would we're so close. Like, we're getting better. We're almost to a better spot. And it's like, you can do that. Like, that could ruin it for you guys or us guys, or it could ruin the path that we're on. And they didn't give a shit for what, one payday for a Kwanzaa hut in on the west side. Yeah, it's like, was that worth it? Like, who knows? But it's just something that I kind of took offense. And people were messaging me and emailing me about it, and they want a promoter's input and all this stuff. And like, I don't really got nothing to say. I feel like I'm just trying to keep myself going and follow the rules. And bro, we got to open up it last July for like 3 weeks.
For a couple weeks, then you guys got shut down again, right?
Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, we're realistically looking at what, summer, maybe fall, if we're, and even then, like, how close to what we had it before is it gonna be? Like, are people gonna want to come out and party? Do you gotta wear a mask? Like, how much fun is it gonna be? Like, it's just, nobody knows. And then we got people like that just fucking it up, or fucking up the trajectory of what's happening. And I don't know, I just felt like it was something that didn't need to happen. And like, what great, awesome event did that really fucking become? You know what I mean? It was in a Kwanzaa hut with Sway Lee. Like,
and
whoopity
doo. The crazy part about it is, like, when that happened, the first people I was thinking about was like our local entertainers.
Yeah. Yep.
Then the rave that happened that got caught in Kapolei for 5,000 guests, that I was like, that again, I'm like, bro, these local guys down here want to sing, want to do a big concert. Even the promoters want to do a big concert safely and bring money into their family. But here you go. Like, you're really just telling everybody, F you, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. But it's like, you're telling local people, F you. Like, this is where we live. We're trying to do this safely. Like, if you want to go and do it, go do it. But don't put that much people at risk. That's 5,000 people. And you work in the medical field, so you know exactly what this thing can do to you. So
exactly. We ain't out the woods yet, bro.
I know. We
ain't out the woods yet. But like 2 weeks, we could be back to tier 1. Honestly, you know what I mean?
I hope that doesn't go. But from what I've been hearing from the mayor's office, he is highly doubtful that we're gonna go backwards.
Yep, good. I hope
that's what the mayor said. So that's why I love our mayor right now. Like, I even told him in the interview, I voted for you. I'll vote for him again.
Yeah.
But just these rogue events, I know we have no control on the rogue events because they're gonna happen regardless of what we say or do. But those rogue events are putting our industry in jeopardy, putting everybody in the industry that cares about our profession really in big jeopardy.
Yeah, because a super spreader event, and it takes like couple people, and the bad publicity that will generate could cause another like backslide in the tier system, or who knows, you know what I mean?
And so when Sway Lee happened, bro, my phone was going off. Bro, Wes, look at all these videos. And I was like, these fucking guys, we've been fighting. Oh my God, are you guys serious right now? You guys are fucking retarded.
Yep.
Oh, but we're young and we want to have fun and we're just tired of staying in the house. Who
Yep.
gives a shit? I am too, but I'm waiting for the time to go back to work.
Yep, exactly. Yep. Well, I mean, I guess always gonna have douchebags like that and who don't care, and we'll see what happens. I mean, karma's a bitch. Karma is a bitch.
Big bitch.
Yeah. So anyway, like you said, so now you're, since being in the clubs, you got married, had kids. How's that going? And I know, like, being in a business with your wife, it can get stressful, especially like this past year. But how's things going, like, on that aspect? Are you happy?
So everybody asks, how is it working with your, well, everybody asks her. Nobody asks me how it is. Everybody asks my wife, Julie, how it's working with me.
Yeah, I gotta get her on the show. I got some questions for her, bro. How wild is her for marry you?
But we complement each other because she's more of the introverted person, so she does more of my back end, my work, and then I'm more of the extroverted. So I'll go out, do the events, try and get us new clientele, talk to the clients, do videos and stuff like that. So we actually complement each other because yin and yang. Like, she does stuff that I don't like to do, but I'll do if I have to. And I'll do the stuff I know she's super not comfortable doing. So that's the reason why I think our business thrives so well. And it's just because we're real. Like, we don't, like, I don't know how to put it, but we're not fake. We're just,
nope. You've been, you, that's one thing about you. Whatever you think and feel, you can say. You don't bullshit.
Yeah. I don't give a shit what you think or not. If you like me, you like me. You don't. I don't care about you. If you don't have to be my friend, I don't care.
That's true. So, okay, so she owns a nail shop too?
Yes, Blissful Nails and Spa in Kamaki on Congo Head.
That's her shop?
Yeah, that's her shop. She opened, you know what the crazy thing is? Julie always wanted a nail shop. So finally, 2019, it already was, we were talking about it before this whole thing started. So we were planning on opening it. We're about ready. We're getting everything ready. We ordered everything from the mainland. My wife started ordering everything. Come March, bah! Nothing.
Oh wait, so you guys opened this shop during the pandemic?
So we opened 3 weeks before the second lockdown happened last year.
Whoa.
My wife,
crazy.
Yeah, so we opened, and then literally 3 weeks after we started to slowly get our foot under us, we closed. And we didn't know how long we were closed for. So my wife was worried because now it's like, oh, we still got to pay. Yeah. We got rent. Now we got more stuff we got to worry about, plus our other business. So it became super stressful for a few weeks. And then they redid the tier system, and tier 1 nail salons can go back to work. So I was like, at least one of us can go back to work.
That's super cool.
Yeah. And then from there, it's just, we've been blessed with so many different clientele that came in, so many people that are our friends now, that were clients that became good friends now, that throw small little shindigs at my wife's salon. The great thing about it too, it's like, it's a family-owned business, and it's not like other nail shops. So I'm gonna blatantly, we're not a turn and burn service at my wife's nail shop. We sit down, we talk to you, we want to get to know you. That's how we became family oriented. We wanted.
Do you do nails?
No, I just do videos for nails.
Okay, just asking.
But I can wax that ass if you like.
Not mine.
I'm just saying, if you like wax your ass, I wax your ass.
Nah, my ass is good, bro. I don't need waxing.
I don't look your baby face. That's like baby face smoothness. But
Yup, that's a fucking above the bridge first.
But oh my god, you're stupid. Oh my god,
so
your
wife talked you into doing your nails, and now you have colored nails wherever you go. 24/7.
No, my wife never did talk to me about doing my nails. And one day I was like, oh, I want to do my nails. She's like, okay. The first time I did her, it was for a promotion she did. It was something, I forget what the promotion was. I'll text you the flyer after I find it. But it was supposed to show domestic abuse, or men around the world were painting their one nail for one day to raise awareness of something. I totally forget, but I'm not just gonna paint one nail that looks retarded. So I did 10. That was the first time I did my nails. And then every time we would go out, people would ask, oh, the girls especially, oh my God, you have nice nails. And they would look at me twice because I would have my wedding ring on, I have tattoos, and they were like, where did you get your nails done? I was like, oh, my wife owns a nail salon. So this is what
Marketing.
my wife, yeah. So then now it became a marketing employee. And that's why I always do my nails now.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm not sure I would rock colored nails, but if it's working for you.
Wait, hasn't your daughter painted your nails before?
My toenails?
Not your fingernails?
No, and I took it. I wiped it off after. I wasn't going to run them at the supermarket or anything like that. Like,
why?
why?
Yes, why, Thad?
I'm not a girl, me. Fuck, I don't know. I'm not saying you are, but I just don't want colors on my fingers.
Okay, understandable. But yeah, a lot of people are like, bruh, we give you credit. Like, you rock colors on your nails. And I said, yeah, I rock it proudly. I love it.
Hey, if you love it, like you said, you don't give a fuck. So.
Exactly.
Just saying, you could, yep, whatever you want to do, bro. Whatever. Wait, is your toes done too?
No, I don't paint my toes.
All right, that makes sense. Kind of.
Yeah, so.
You're still a fucking crazy dude, bro.
Yeah, I am. I'm never gonna change. I don't think I'm ever gonna change.
I think that's why I like you, bro. You ain't right.
Well, all your friends aren't right too, so that's why we all.
No, that's why we all friends, bro. I couldn't have normal fucking friends. Be boring. Yup, I'm not normal. I ain't gonna paint my nails, but I ain't normal.
Let's see. The closest friends are Chris and Hopple Boy. Yeah, they're normal, but not normal in a sense.
You're gonna tell me Chris and Hopple Boy is normal?
I think so. Hopple Boy is cooking now. He went from DJing to cooking with Hopple Boy.
Bruh, there is nothing normal about Taylor. That guy has so much different things going on and so many ideas and dreams and ambition. Like, bruh, if he was normal, he'd be boring. He is the opposite of normal. That's true. Chris, there's no way anybody can say Chris is normal.
It's just Chris. You just gotta say that's Chris, and everybody understands that.
Yeah. That's why we're so close, bro. We're all not normal together.
But together, you guys are an unnormal, cohesive group.
I guess. Dysfunctional family. Yeah. Anyway, bro, we've been going for about an hour, dude.
Okay.
Like,
wow, that's
super
crazy.
Cool. We can have Boy Band John give us the question of the week.
Oh, okay.
Question of the week. Oh, before the question of the week, this whole time you guys been doing an interview, I'm thinking, how do I know this Wild West guy? Where have I seen him?
These are the best stories.
One was it? I don't know. This must have been like 15, 16 years ago. I popped my cherry and went to a fucking streetcar show off. Went to my first fucking car show. You know, you're not there for the cars, right? So, I mean, you know, brought my camera. Me and my friend bought a camera. And the most hated booth was rocking.
Oh.
And there was some guy
Randall, right?
Someone on the
Randall
mic. Was that you on the mic? There was someone on the mic. That was someone on the mic that was fucking good. It was super funny the whole time.
Yep, guarantee.
Aries and Randall, I did a lot of their booths because, right, all you would do is Wes.
Party.
Right,
come
exactly.
MC my boot, and come drink. We'll get you fucked up. And every time I went in the boot hole, bro, I would get belligerently drunk in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Shout out to Most Hated and Randall. That's some OGs right there.
I made a highlight reel of that day at Most Hated booth and was like, Two Live Crew, Me So Horny. And it was fucking a good video back then. I gotta find it.
They're all street bikes, right? They're all bikers.
Yes.
Yeah, it was on
Yeah,
bike.
all bike. They use the
Yeah.
Michelin Man as their logo. Remember the Michelin Man, and the Michelin Man will be holding the Most Hated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, such a
Yeah. Shout out to them, bro. That Randall, that's my guy. Yeah.
Okay, so question of the week is, what's the most craziest thing that's ever happened to you at a wedding? Or, because it's just a crazy story. What's the craziest story you have from like a wedding that you worked at?
Oh, I got one.
Let
me go first.
you go first. Yeah, go first. Go first.
So I went to a friend's wedding. She's getting married. And the groom passed out at the altar. Like full on, like
Lock knees?
lock knee. He didn't drop like on bag rice and wasn't like a graceful fall. Like he went badoosh, like face plant, like scurb on the chin kind. And I was like, oh, that was for me was the most craziest thing I seen during a wedding, other than like people getting drunk or whatever. But like during the ceremony, just face plant. Like I was like, oh shit, does he really want to get married? Like he just went out. Like it's like he got knocked the fuck out and he just dropped and he didn't like break his fall or nothing. It was just woo bah. And like that's on the video.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they tell you not to lock your knees. I think a lot of people lock their knees standing. So that's why once you lock your knees, it's like you're going to go down at some point.
Yeah. That's crazy. That was the craziest thing that I seen at a wedding. I'm sure you have more crazier things with your experience.
I have two. So one was I was emceeing a wedding and I had released the bridal party. This is right before we started the actual program. So I caught a 10-minute and the head table started scrambling around for some reason. So I finally found one of the groomsmen. I was like, bro, what's the matter? Bro, two of the bridesmaids are outside drunk. They passed out. One of the groomsmen is trying to jump in the pool with his tuxedo. One of the other groomsmen is down the street. And I'm literally like, fuck this. I need to go see this shit for myself. So I walk out. Literally, the two bridesmaids are gone, like totally belligerently drunk. One is holding onto something. The other one is face planted on the ground. So I come walking out. They're like, MC, can you help us? I said, okay. What you want me to do? One of the coherent drunk girls was like, oh my God. She was on top of me. So I grabbed her and I held her because I'm like, whoa. Hold on. What do you need? Can you take me up to my room? I was like, I can take you to the couch. You can sit your ass here. So I finally found somebody else. I was like, hey, she needs help. She needs to go back to the room. Well, we got to start the program. So, and then I seen 5 of the friends come running out, like literally blasting out of the reception, running down the escalator. So I'm Mr. Niele. I go run after them. Their friend is having a bad trip on something, swearing, screaming, trying to take off his clothes. Like he literally is like in his boxers on the street, ready for fighting somebody. And everybody's like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm sitting there like, how am I gonna literally do this? Like, so we bypassed a lot of the things. A lucky thing, the bride and groom was still there. So we did their dances. We still we still went on with the program and we still finished it out. Yeah, we still finished that. Bruh, that was
a beer after that night must have tasted amazing for you.
I literally had a shot right after that because I was like, this is like, I've never seen shit like this ever hit the fan, but it hit the fan pretty hard all at once.
That's crazy.
Which was nuts. That was, I think, the best wedding I've ever seen.
That's crazy.
So much shit went wrong in a span of 15 minutes.
At least you saved the day.
I did. The best, and then another one, we lost the groom's dad because he was drinking heavily, and the groom's dad just walked away, and literally no one could find him for 3 hours.
No. 3 hours.
3 hours. Somehow somebody found him at home. He got into an Uber. He had texted an Uber. He got into an Uber, left the wedding before it was even done, and made it home.
He's
I
out.
think the mom, the groom's, the mom literally got the text, "Oh, I'm home, honey. Don't worry. Go have fun at your party." And she showed me the text. She's like, "We're still at the wedding, you dumb."
That's crazy.
I was like, I wish I could make up stories like this, but I really cannot. I cannot. This is stuff you cannot make up.
True that.
But those are like the two things that stuck out in my head ever at a wedding.
All right, on. Well, man, I could talk to you for hours, but we gotta wrap this up, man. I'll definitely have you on again once we're fully open, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna see how big your company gets in the next few years. So how can people find you, man? Like, do you have a website?
So if you go to www.fromaboveentertainment.com, or you can follow us on our Facebook, From Above Entertainment, Instagram at From Above Entertainment, or if you just want to hear me rant at Wild Wes _5.
And what about your wife's nail place?
So
let's give her some.
Yes, you can follow her there, blissfulnails.com, or you can follow them on Instagram at Blissful Nails Hawai'i on Instagram.
All right, on. And for us, as always, you can find us on the web. I'm not going to say the 3 W's because nobody does that anymore except Wes, but ATBpod.com. You can also find us on... You can also find us on Instagram, Above the Bridge Podcast, our YouTube channel, Above the Bridge Pod. Go check out Boy Band John on Instagram, BBJ8, the letter O8. Go to Instagram, go follow him. He puts up crazy videos, and I don't know what he does. He puts out music videos, but cuts out the audio, and he's singing. Just go check it out. BBJ808 on Instagram. Thanks again, man. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
But big shout out to Above the Bridge Podcast. Thank you, Thad, so much. And big shout out to Thad. Like, this is the most I've seen Thad actually sit in front of a camera and talk. Thad is usually the one that never talks. He's always quiet.
Quiet?
Well, in the club it's different, but like this is the first time I've seen you sober, like doing stuff like this, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's for sure.
24 episodes in, and you're doing it still. That's amazing. So big shout out to you and your team, man.
Yeah, Boy Band John. Yeah, we've been on it, man. Definitely appreciate it, and you always been like supportive, so I definitely appreciate that too, man.
Of course. Thank you again so much, brother.
Automatic. All right, Shaka for the cameras. Yup. And always shout out to the Artist Group Network. All right, we're out, man. Aloha.
Peace.